The day is 15th of November. The year is 2002 in a village in Bungoma County in the sub-county of Kabuchai. And one of them, a young man aged 26 years. I will not disclose the name at this moment for confidentiality issues. He has been of bad character in the village. Everyone knows him as a lazy man, misbehaving in the village. And his parent, I'm not going also to give the name of the parent, writes a note to him and gives him. And already the parent had already discussed with the elders of the community. And they had already organized for a venue where they are going to punish the boy. But the boy does not know what is going to take place. And in the note that he was given, it was categorically written that the boy is supposed to be given some punishment. And that was the information he was to return. The boy takes the note, enters in the neighborhood, and gives the note to the chairman of the village. And the boy insists that the father had told him to take the feedback to him. Now, when he enters that home, he issues the note to the chairperson of the village. And the chairperson reads the note. The boy was taken from wherever he was seated, and he was given beatings thoroughly. 50 strokes of the cane to be precise. And the elder tells the boy, this is the feedback to take to your father. Now, viewers and fellow investors in this episode, I want to talk about what makes the business to fail. What causes the business to collapse? These are the issues that we are going to discuss in this episode. Now, to start off, I want to bring to your understanding that some people have inbuilt fears that whenever they start any project, anything they start cannot sustain itself. Anything they start must fail. That is just an inbuilt fears. And most of us, when we were growing up, we were only taught to be employees by our parents. And we were never taught that we can be leaders, we can be business owners, we can be entrepreneurs. We were not taught that because when we were growing up, our parents told us to be engineers, to be doctors, and to be lawyers. And to be precise, even our parents never knew that there's several specialization areas in an engineering field. For example, quantity surveyors is one of them. Another one is architectural engineers. Another one is civil engineers. Quite a number of them. So they never told us that there are quite a number of specialization areas in an engineering field, but only we were told to do well in academics so that we can be engineers, we can be doctors, and we can be lawyers. And also for your information, viewers, all the parents were number one in classes. There is no single parent who never worked well in academics. There is no single parent who failed. All our parents fail until we begin to ask ourselves, then why are they not lawyers? Why are they not engineers? And why are they not doctors? Now, in this episode, viewers, I want to highlight the factors that causes business to fail. Number one, I will begin by giving you deviating company funds. Every person who enters into business and begins to deviate company resources, company funds, company finances, that kind of a business is meant to fail. Most of the entrepreneurs, most of the people, when they begin doing business, they just take a little of the finances to pay house rent, just a few finances of the company finances to take friends out, just a few of the coins for paying the bus fare, and at the end of it all, you find that the finances of the company are going down. So therefore, when you start your business, when you start the company, you need not to put your hand in that cash box. You need not to put your hand in the company finances. You need not to put your hand removing just a few, removing just a few coins for your personal use. Just a company as yourself is also an artificial person, so it has to use its resources to the intended purpose. So therefore, if you deviate the company finances, if you deviate the company resources, if you deviate company money into personal or private use, definitely you want the business to collapse. Another one is lack of focus as an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur should be focused, should be geared towards the mission, the vision, the goals of the business. So if you don't have the purpose, if you don't have the goal, if you don't have the objective, then what are you doing in business? Because it seems you don't have a plan, you don't have the route, the roadmap towards achieving the objective, the achieving the mission, the vision of the business. So therefore, if you don't have the focus, you don't have the focus, the focus for the business, it is deemed to fail. So therefore, when you start the business, when you start the company, you need to have the focus, because focus is the direction of where you want to be in 1 year, in 2 years, in 10 years. Because without that, you are deemed to fail. Now, viewers, another another factor that can cause your business to collapse is lack of planning. Now, somebody said that failing to plan is planning to fail. So if you don't have a plan yourself, if you don't have a plan yourself, it seems you don't know where you want to be. You don't know where you want to be in 5 years. You don't have a strategic plan for your business. So if you have not planned, is definitely planning to fail. Because if you don't know where you want to be, if you don't know where you want to be, definitely anywhere you are is the desired place. So therefore, when you start a business, you need to have a plan. You need to have the milestones where you want to be in a specific time frame, in a specific period. So therefore, planning is another key focus of business growth. So if you don't plan, be sure that the business will fail. Now, another reason as to why the business might fail, fellow viewers and fellow investors, is lack of consistency. Lack of consistency. Now, when you start a business, you start a business, you need to be consistent. You need to be consistent in what you do. Because if today you invest 10,000 into your business, 100,000, 1 million into your business, and today you open the doors for the business, tomorrow you want to sleep a little bit, tomorrow you want to go out for party with your friends, another day you don't want to work in the afternoon because you are an entrepreneur, you think you have all the time that you want, definitely you will fail. Definitely the business will not go anywhere. You need to be consistent. Even when the business is down, you are supposed to be there for the business. When the business begins to peak, business begins to thrive, you need to be there. So therefore, what I'm advising you, fellow investors and fellow viewers, is that you need to be consistent. You need to be there for the business all the time. You need to be there for the business. When it is doing well, you are there. When the business is down, you are there. So therefore, consistency is another factor that when it is not taken into good consideration, it will make your business to fail. And when you start the business, why did you start the business in the first place? You began the business so that it may do well, so that it may expand, so that it may act as a source of wealth for the family. So therefore, you need to be consistent. Now, fellow investors and fellow viewers, another one is divided mind. Divided mind. Most of the entrepreneurs, when they start the business, they have 1,001 business ideas. And at the same time, these investors, these entrepreneurs, they want to fund all those businesses. Now, they are not sure whether to finance business A or to finance business B. So therefore, you find the company or the business is under-financed. So you find now the little resources that the, the entrepreneur has to divide it into so many portions of businesses, making even the quality of the capital that you are investing in business A and the quality of capital that you are investing in business B does not even support the business to grow. Now, if you are investing in the business, make sure that you put in enough capital into the business so that the business have enough capital base, a strong base to thrive from, to start from as it grows up. Most of the entrepreneurs, they begin diversifying their business at incubation. How can you diversify the business at incubation? When the business doesn't have the financial capacity, when the business doesn't have the financial muscle to enable it to go up. So diversification is not bad, fellow investors. Diversification is not bad, fellow viewers, but diversify at the time when the business is strong enough to fund itself, to stand on its feet, but not to diversify from right away from incubation. So another factor that causes the business not to thrive, the business not to grow, is diversifying from the incubation stage, or having a divided mind on where to to invest, in which project and in what project. Another one, fellow viewers, most of the entrepreneurs have made the startup of business as an occupation. You find somebody doesn't have anything to do. He has just been there doing nothing. So he thinks now the only thing to do is to start a business without an objective, without a goal, without the direction of where to go. So he only starts a business because he wants to as an occupation. Just like you can be a doctor, you can be an engineer, you can be a lawyer, you can be a teacher, all those. So the person begins a business just like our profession. Now, in this case, they want to be known in the village or wherever they are living that they have a business. But in this case, it's not a business. It's a liability they have brought to themselves. So therefore, you starting a business just like an occupation, starting a company just like an occupation is not enough reason for the entrepreneur to begin it. So if you just began that business as an occupation, you began the business just like an occupation to do something to do, because you had nothing to do, so you thought, let me start the business so that I can have something to do. That one is not a reason to sustain the business, but it is something that can cause the business to fail. Now, another reason as to why the business may fail is emulating others. Most of the entrepreneurs want to copy from so and so, wants to be like so and so. And now in this case, they want to be like that person or the other person, and they don't know how this person has been running the business. So in this case, they only start the business so that they can be known or they can be associated with another person who has that kind of business. Yet, they do not know how this person started the business, the reasons as to why the person started the business or the company, the strategies that this person have, and the financing towards the business that the other person has. So in this case, somebody just wants to do a business because the other one is doing. So he is copying from another person. I want to bring to your attention that imitation is limitation. So if you are just imitating, you are just copying another person, be sure that you are doomed to fail, because you do not know how to sustain the business. You do not know the things that makes that business to grow, the things that makes that business to thrive. But you are only copying so that people may know that you have a business. So it's just a kind of prestige, kind of. So, fellow viewers, imitating is another reason that may cause your business to fail. Imitating or copying is another reason that can make the business to fail. So, fellow viewers, when you start a business, make sure that you are not copying, you are not imitating just to be known that you have a business. Now, another reason that can cause the business to fail is research. Research is very key in any business. You cannot just start a business because people are starting companies and businesses, but instead you need to do a lot of research. You might be starting a business at a place that business is not needed. For example, let's come to the matter of religion. In religion, Muslims do not eat swines. Muslims do not eat pork. So, if you go to a place that the people who are living in that region are Muslims, and you start the pork business, do you think the business will go anywhere? It will not go anywhere. So therefore, research becomes a backbone of any business that you want to start. So fellow viewers, make sure before you do you start your business, you have done research. Actual research is the one that gives us competitive advantage, because competitive advantage is that factor that makes you to be unique, that differentiates you from others. So it is only through research that we can get competitive advantage. So therefore, viewers, make sure that you start your business, you have done research. Failure to do research is planning to fail. Failure to do research is an avenue for your business to collapse. Viewers, another factor that can cause your business to fail is compliance. Compliance is in many aspects. Complying to statutory deductions, compliance to requirements of your local authority, compliance to public health and sanitation, compliance of everything that has been set out by law. Now, for example, I want to highlight an example. Let's say compliance with taxation. Compliance with taxation. Now, in Kenya, there are quite a number of taxes that we are supposed to pay. A good example is pay as you earn. As long as you have employees, you are an agent of KRA. So therefore, at the end of every month, you need to deduct a certain amount from your employee salaries and remit to KRA. There is a well laid down structure of how to compute KRA taxes, that is pay as you earn. There is a very well elaborate system of how you can deduct and remit to KRA. Now, of course, these taxes have deadlines. So if you fail to meet the deadline, at the end of it all, you will pay that primary tax, and you also add the penalties, and you also add interests. Now, for companies, there is another type of tax called income tax. At the end of the financial year, when you have done the computation of your profits, there is an element of income tax that you are supposed to pay. So therefore, if you don't pay the income tax for your company, you are preparing war with the KRA. You are preparing problems. You are inviting the taxman into your business, because he will come with penalties, he will come with interest, and you, at the end of it all, you must pay the taxes. Now, when we come to you come to the National Health Insurance Fund, you have to pay those things, those deductions. Every month, you need to deduct from your staff and remit. The same case to National Social Security Fund, the pension. So therefore, if you are not compliant, you are inviting third parties into your business. You are inviting third parties into your company. And when they come, they are not coming as customers. They are not knocking to buy your products, but they are knocking at your door for collecting penalties, for collecting interest, and for collecting those levies that you haven't paid. So, imagine if you don't pay taxes, the taxman, when he comes at your door, these are unbudgeted expenses. These are unbudgeted expenses, and they will eat into your income. And for your information, penalties are not tax allowable. So therefore, you are losing revenues because of not complying. So compliance is a very key factor that can cause your business to fail. So therefore, viewers and investors, make sure that you are compliant in all aspects. Now, another reason that can cause your business to fail is lack of reporting, lack of budgeting. Now, a budget is a guideline of how you want to raise your income and how you will spend your income. That is a budget. It is a roadmap for a whole financial year, a roadmap for a whole month. So therefore, if you begin bringing on board unbudgeted expenses and budgeted expenditure and budgeted spending, it will eat into the coffers. It will eat into your money that was supposed to be as a surplus, that was supposed to be as profit. And therefore, the business will not go well because it doesn't have any surplus. It doesn't have any retained earning. So therefore, it is also another cause that may make your business to fail. Viewers, another reason that can cause your business to fail is over expanding. You are expanding, yet your resources that is available is not sufficient to sustain the level of growth. Now, I want to explain something about this expansion. Now, when you are expanding your business, it comes with its own expenses. When you expand the business, it comes with its own spendings. For example, if you open a new shop, when you open a new shop, it will come with rent. You have to pay rent. It will come with wages. You need to pay that person that is going to operate that shop. It will come with other things like electricity, because you not stay in darkness. It will come with expenses like cleaning. So therefore, when you expand without looking at the sustainability, it calls for additional expenditure. And now that one can cause your business to fail. So therefore, viewers and fellow investors, if you want to expand, ensure that your business is able to accommodate the kind of growth that you are in. The one and the last cause that can make your business to fail is borrowing. Borrowing, loans, is also another reason your business may fail. Now, I want to explain this and you need to please get me clear in this, fellow investors. Loans are very good when you want to do your business. Loans are very good when you want to grow. In my last factor that causes business to fail, I talked about reporting. Now, some of these companies, they are so much crafty. I will call them crafty because they keep two sets of books. They keep two sets of reports, financial reports. There is that financial report that goes to KRA because they have underestimated everything so that they pay very little tax. And there is this other set of accounts which are consumed by investors. Now, in this case, rather than exaggerating or creating creative accounting, you want to give reports that imply that you are doing well. You will find that when you take these kinds of reports to the financier, to the bank to get a loan, you take these reports to third parties to get financing, you'll find that yes, you will qualify for that kind of financing. But are you able to pay? Are you able to pay that loan? Are you able, is your finances able to make monthly loan installments? So therefore, borrowing can also make your business to fail if you don't do the correct way of financial reporting, the correct way of accounts. So therefore, viewers, in this episode, I don't suggest that whatever I have discussed as the reasons that make businesses to fail are exhaustive. There are quite a number of reasons that we have not discussed in this episode, but the only thing I want to bring to your attention that you need to stand firm, to sit on the leadership position, and make sure that the decisions that you make are not part of the things that I have discussed in this episode. Because if you bring on board management style that will rotate around these factors that I have mentioned in this episode, definitely your business will go nowhere. Instead, the business will collapse. So therefore, viewers, in this episode, I want to bring to you that you need to go slowly. You need to grow, start small. Start small. And with vision, with objective, with consistency, with being close to your business, monitoring your business for you to grow. But if you leave it and stay apart, definitely your business will collapse. So, fellow viewers, I want to thank you so much for your time, for being part of this show that we have discussed today on the reasons as to why businesses may fail. I don't want you or your business to fail. I want your business to grow. So please ensure that all your leadership, all the strategies you bring on board are outside these factors that we have discussed here. So thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you in our next episode, where we will be discussing about, is it tax evasion or is it tax planning? Taxes have made businesses in this country and over the world to collapse. So in our next episode, we will be discussing about tax evasion or tax planning. So thank you so much. It is a bye from here.